Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dancing with Death.
Yo. Halvar, you are driven from Bobstown by,
Driven?
I don't know.
I defeated everyone in Bobstown, let the captain of the guards live with a warning, and made my intents clear, and I will go through and accomplish this. This is a great victory for Halvar. I slew many men today.
You did. And as a result, I think you will never, greenskins will never be welcome in Bobstown again.
Halvar refuses to accept that. I will come back with goblin
responsibility
ears.
For the racism. You'll come back and be the savior of Bobstown?
I will at least bring ears with me. Be fine.
That might actually work.
Yeah. We'll see.
For now, you return to your hideaway in the woods.
Yeah, I'm a little low on the hit points, so I'm gonna need to go back to my hideaway in the woods and rest up for a little while.
Yeah. Do you want to deal with experience now, or do you have more stuff in mind?
No, I think experience is a wonderful thing to do right now.
Yeah. So you slew 5 and defeated 1, who was the captain of the guard. So slaying for... Oh, you're level 2 now, aren't you? Let me see what I have listed currently as the XP. For every 1 hit, for 1 hit die, 10 per level, so it would be 20 per level now. Sure, we'll go with that. 280 for all the killing. I'll add this up at the end. 280. 160 for the guard. Grand total of 440. Plus, I don't think you have prime requisites. So just 440. Have you done anything else? Do you even have any oaths sworn?
No, I was almost going to swear one the previous session or 2 sessions ago, but I wanted to make sure I fulfilled my goblin oath first. So I didn't.
Yeah.
So I got no oaths right now.
Yeah, you wandered around the Fairywood for a while, but I don't think you accomplished anything. Okay, I think it's it. All right, add 440 experience, and then you can return to camp and rest and heal as you'd like at your leisure.
That brings me to 3205.
Oh, we don't actually have... Oh, no, I have... Yeah, 4K you'll level up.
Mm-hmm. Where
you'd be not this week.
Perfect. 3205.
And what's next, Halvar? Maybe we're winding down for the week, but let's lay some plans for next session, or if you have anything quick you'd like to do in the next half hour.
So Halvar's gonna rest up, and ideally what he would like to do in that time, I'd like to rest, but I also want to scout for goblins. So I'm sure, let's see, what am I at? I'm at 9 HP, is it? 8 HP? I think I'm actually at 9 on the other character in the other. Is that right? Mm-hmm. I'm at 32 minus 11. Oops, minus 11, minus 6, minus 2, minus 5. No, I'm at 8. Perfect. So I would like to go here and rest until I'm at 20 HP, which is going to be 12 HP, which is going to be 6 days. And then I want to start maybe scouting out these hills a little bit more. Or actually, maybe walking up and down the road? No, I'll need more HP if I'm going to be walking the road. I do want to get to 20 HP first, and if I can get to there, then I'll decide what happens from then. If I get to 20 HP peacefully.
Yeah, you can you can rest 20 HP. What was that, a week?
6
you can
days.
pass a week in your campsite.
Okay, and
undisturbed.
That comes from the highest wound first.
Highest wound first. Yeah. So every 8 hours, you'll tick away 1 damage from your highest wound.
Right.
But I think you can heal the full if that's something you'd like to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just heal the full then. Increase the wounds. Bring myself to 32. So.
And you have lost your temp HP, correct?
I have, correct. 32 minus 8, 24 divided by 2. So that was 12 days to rest to full.
Yeah.
Now that I'm at full, and I've been sitting in this camp in this woods for a long time, chilling and eating, I would like to take a walk along the road. And if possible, I'd like to walk back and forth along this section of road right here.
Walk back and forth?
Yeah,
right.
In this 10-mile stretch.
I'm
looking for a
you can
gobby.
head there during the day. What are you looking for?
Gobbies. Goblins.
You see... do you want to roll some relevant checks?
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I look for goblin tracks.
Hunting?
Can I
Hunting?
find?
I would allow you to hunt goblins. You are the goblin slayer, after all.
I will hunt goblins. My first day of gobby hunting does not go well.
No. No gobbies. If you are there during... Yeah.
I was just gonna hunt day after day.
Okay. I think the first day you will see the caravan from Bobstown. Actually, let me... Gonna roll this. Yeah, on that first day.
Okay.
Actually, to Bobstown.
On my way to Bobstown.
While patrolling this road, yeah, the caravan is heading towards Bobstown from the north.
Excellent. I will.
You probably... Let's actually roll... You're not surprised. I think roll a perception check and don't roll poorly, I guess. Oh, they rolled pretty well, actually. Roll a perception check to see who spots you first and all that. I think you...
25.
Yeah. Let's see. But I think just by the nature of them being a larger group than you, you'll hear them coming. If you would like to like hide or leave or get off the road, I'll let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that?
I will... No. If I hear them coming, I will, with my weapon sheathed, stand in the middle of the road with my arms crossed, waiting for them to appear.
And around the bend, down the road, is a caravan of wagons led by mercenaries clad in boar skins.
Ooh.
There are 3 at the snout of the caravan that you see coming around the bend, armed with shield swords shield spears. And yeah, leaving this caravan down the road. They see you standing there immediately, and
I raise a hand.
And I think they recognize you. There's like elbows between them to themselves, and they like gear up for a fight.
I just raise a hand in like, ho there, traveler, like expression.
Mm-hmm.
Do they... what do they do?
They stop the caravan. Basically, as soon as it takes a few moments to stop these wagons and stop the animals.
Of course, yeah.
These
Things
are
are slow.
Yeah, massive carts, heavily laden with lumber. The Yeah, and the 3 bear-skinned mercs walk towards you.
Ho there, mercenaries! I'm Halvar, Goblin Slayer. Have you seen goblins upon this road?
The Heart Eater, you hear them whispering to themselves.
Yes.
Actually, has anyone seen you to Heart?
No, but I have spoken of it.
They found the camps. Yeah, so they're whispering amongst themselves of your reputation.
Is that the sound a man of confidence makes? Your hesitation betrays you.
Some goblins north, near Woodheim.
On which side of the road were these goblins living? Are there any landmarks that would give away the location of the attack? Did you slay one and leave it hanging from a tree to ward off others? Did you stake the kidneys on either side of the road to assert your positional strategic advancements?
They nod, yeah.
Excellent.
Heads on spikes.
Good. I shall go up the road, look for the goblin heads on spikes, and then find the remaining goblins, and I will bring them down. I will lay them low. Well, I might not actually eat them. Goblins are kind of disgusting, and there's not much strength to be gained from them. I might just eat a couple of eyeballs. It's their best quality, goblin eyeballs. Good day to you, brave warriors. And I will walk towards them and past them with confidence that they're not going to attack me, and pay no heed to them, which, if they do attack, I think I would be very surprised. Let's say Halvar's overconfident.
Sucker punch you. I think they stare at you mouth agape as you walk past them. I'll let you go if that's your
yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah. And you can head north if you'd like.
Yeah. I will head north.
Yeah. I think it will get dark before you... Probably actually when you get around where you are now, like to this crossroads, right? Because you were down here in the hills. It took you most of the day to walk there. You probably had a little bit of daylight. You catch the caravan as it's making its way to Bobstown. You can make it past the fork if you want, but it's getting towards twilight as you're, passing this fork in the road.
Perfect.
Are you camping in the woods? Are you traveling through night?
No. Oh, they staked him along the road, but one of the things that happens in D&D.
Staked goblins yet?
Right. One of the problems in D&D is that people often underestimate how difficult it is to travel at night, even along like a clear road, much less like a forested road in the middle of the woods that isn't paved.
You could follow the road in front of you. But yeah, you would.
But my rate of travel would be much decreased, and it's just I'd bump into things, I'd miss things really easily. It gets fucking dark at night in the woods when there are no city lights nearby. It gets fucking dark. So as the sun begins to go down, I will make camp.
You are an orc. You've got magic vision, and this road is large enough for them to transport lumber down. So I would allow you to travel.
I
after
will.
darkness, if you roll a con check. But it sounds like you're just going to bed down for the night.
I'm going to bed down for the night. I would rather not accidentally miss the goblin heads and then be traveling all night and everything. You know, it's a pain in the butt. I will bed down near the intersection of this road. I'll bed in the northeast corner, actually. I don't want the northwest.
Do you set up any sort of camp, or are you just sleeping rough?
I'll collect some pine needles and stuff and make like a soft bed, or a relatively soft bed, so I'm not sleeping on rocks.
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Yeah. So close.
No, I think you're unable to find suitable bedding at this intersection.
Ugh.
You can go deeper into the woods, but now it's getting dark.
No, I'll just sleep in the trough on the side of the road.
I think you sleep against the road sign that marks this fork.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe around behind it, in a bush, hidden in a trench.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
And then I'll just wait for the morning.
With the sun, to the tweeting of birds.
Oh, such a peaceful day. Well,
you can either continue your journey north.
I will. I'm going to continue my journey north, keeping an eye out not only for goblin heads on spikes, but also maybe places where spikes might have been like put in the ground with goblin heads that have since been removed, like maybe oddly placed holes on either side of the road, broken, upturned pointy thingies, anything that could have been a goblin stake as well, just in case the goblins came and got their other heads out.
Roll. Let's see. Yeah. You don't need to roll anything. I rolled for you. So as you walk further north, the road slopes ever so slightly upwards, and the trees grow thicker, older, and the canopy conceals more of the sunlight. It is in these dark woods that you see the first shape. At a distance, your instincts kick in, and you go to grab your axe to slay the goblin just around the bend, but a second glance makes it clear to you that it's only a head on a spike, as they said.
Perfect.
It is also around this section of forest that you see a game trail off to the north. So there will be goblin spikes along the. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied and ahead of myself.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice something else in this region, a game trail to the north, or something of the sort. So I guess what is it that you investigate? The goblins or the secret trail?
I first take a look to see if they're missing ears.
They are.
Which ear, right or left?
I don't think it matters. This one's missing. It's.
Well, it does. It has to be the
Left
same.
ear.
Otherwise, you could take both ears off a goblin and get twice the pay. Right.
This one is missing its left ear.
Okay, so they're collecting left ears because I had forgotten what ears they were collecting. Then I'll just go immediately
And you'll
investigate
see,
the game trail.
you can see another spike some yards down the road.
That's fine. I'm gonna go investigate the game trail immediately.
Yeah. You get close, so you walk past the second goblin on a spike, which happens to be missing its right ear. I don't know if that throws a wrench into your works.
It does.
And you notice that it actually turns out it wasn't a game trail. What it is a section of dead grass. Like you saw like a gap in the ferns or something like that. You were like, okay, and we'll use that as a game trail.
Mm-hmm.
And on closer inspection, you notice that like it's not that the ferns have been pushed aside and broken. It's like there's this spot of dead earth. You remember a time when your filthy cousin Al pissed in the cabbage patch, and the plants grew back brown, and where they died.
Al has pissed here too. He might get to the goblins before me. I must act swiftly. and I will go climb up the trail past the piss patch, looking for signs of goblins. Can I make a hunting or a tracking check here? Preferably a tracking check.
Yeah, roll a tracking check.
Know there's goblins in the area. It should be a -1 for every 12 hours that have passed, and then a +1 for every 2 members in the group? 4 members in the group? Let me take a look at the specifics. Tracking. +1 for every 2 creatures in the group, -1 for every 12 hours. There hasn't been rain or snow or sleet or anything like that, right? And the ground is occasional signs of passage, or like thick brush, vines, or reeds, or soft or muddy ground. What's the ground like?
Sure.
Well, which one of those?
It's not soft and muddy, but there's a lot of vegetation.
Okay, so I will do -2 for 24 hours having passed at least, +3 for soft and blood, or for brush and vines and shit, and then an unknown bonus for the number of goblins. But I think I pass anyway.
You follow what your first thought might be a goblin trail for some ways. But as you get closer or further away, you start to get the sense that this isn't a goblin. It doesn't smell like goblin. And you're not even sure if you're following a traditional trail. There is an unmistakable, like it smells familiar to you, and not in a good way. It smells like death, like rotting, the abandoned entrails that the orcish hunters leave on the outskirts of the village. And yeah.
This is not goblin stench. This is the foul decay of death. Something is here, and if I slay it, it will bring me honor, power, and glory, and I shall eat its heart. So I push on, going towards the fetid stench.
You follow this trail through the trees, and it leads eventually to a small cobbled path to a short fence, about waist high.
A waist-high fence?
A yard overgrown with weeds surrounds a small cottage on the edge of the woods.
What is this? This is no home of a monster. Halvar's very thrown. Do I knock? You probably shouldn't kick down doors of people who put like small picket fences around their woodland houses in like goblin territory. Halvar might be 7 wisdom, but he's not 5 wisdom. So I will approach the house, go to the door.
So you first have to push open the small gate and walk up the cobbled path to the door.
I do.
Yeah. Roll a perception check. Roll a perception check.
Halvar perceives the world very carefully.
Yeah.
He's studious in his observations.
I think you already knocked, though.
Yes.
But you see movement out of the corner of your eye. Something small jumps behind a tuft of overgrown grass, maybe the size of a squirrel. Or
I observe it.
It's disappeared into the bush, and the door opens for you. A creaky old human, clad in worn, rough-spun black robes, looks up to you. Halvar's tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5'10".
And he leans against a stick. Yes.
Hello, old one. I come seeking goblins. Where are they? Where may I find them so I may rip them limb from limb?
We'll carry on that 18 perception for at least this portion of the scene. You'll notice that his walking stick is not a stick, but an axe. Roll a saving throw versus spell. It's just for no particular reason. There's definitely nothing in this.
Halvar passes with flying colors.
He's leaning against an axe, and its hilt glistens silver in the daylight. You said you introduced yourself?
Yes,
Halvar?
I'm Halvar. I am here to slay the goblins. Show me where they are.
You may call me Uncle, Halvar. The goblins you seek are not here.
Clearly.
He points a wizened and scraggly finger over your shoulder from whence you came.
Well?
The goblins dwell on the other side of the road. On the towards the Baywood.
Thank you, old one. Do you have any more information that would lead to the capture or execution of the goblobs?
Goblob. Now he's to know what a goblob is.
Goblins!
Speaks
Goblobs!
fluent, kobolds. Actually, yeah, he might. That depends what price you'll pay.
You are weak, old, feeble. I shall chop your firewood for you, and we shall have a deal.
Very well. Would you deign to use my axe?
I do not understand one of the words in that sentence. Please, speak in the common tongue, not in the language of magic.
Yes, if you chop firewood for me, I will take you to where, by moonlight, goblins gather.
We have a deal. Show
Quickly now.
me.
Daylight's burning.
I will
And
immediately
he,
head.
slams the front door to his cabin.
All right. I will go cut him some wood. If there's already like some firewood that needs chopping, I will set to work chopping the existing firewood. If there is no firewood, then I guess I will have to find some fresh trees and fell some and begin to chop some wood.
Let me think. I feel like there's got to be if you live alone in the woods, you got to have a supply of firewood, right?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, you would want a large pile that cures over time, so it's always dry. You wouldn't want to go chop wet wood and whatnot, you know?
Yeah. So I think there's a pile of dry wood that you hop the fence. Mm-hmm. Actually, out behind the out behind the cabin, the cottage, is a small orchard. You didn't notice it from the front because it's around like the back of the cabin. But if you like, so you could circle around the cabin to see a pile of firewood, and then you look out, sort of, and you see that this cabin is built on the edge of the forest. So like out behind it is like a expanse of hills. It is in the distance, shrouded in fog and mist. But up close, you see a small orchard of trees.
Well, I will...
Roll a saving throw versus spell again.
Again? Oh my god, what is... Fucking A!
Yeah. Yeah. You find yourself drawn to the orchard.
I passed, though.
But you pass, yeah.
Okay,
So I'm not forcing you to do anything.
Okay. I will first set to work chopping firewood because Halvar is laser focused.
Yeah.
And once I have chopped a sufficient amount of firewood, I might go investigate that other stuff.
The other stuff, I mean, it is there's trees out behind the cabin that call to you. You can ignore their call and I don't know, head back towards. I mean, like head a different direction, like, or go get like some evergreens from the.
No, I just want to chop up some regular wood for a while, and then maybe half.
I'm telling you that, yeah, the nearest wood is the spoopy orchard.
Okay, I thought you said there was a pile of wood to be chopped.
Oh, already chopped. There is the pile of curing wood next to the house. Like it looks like your work's already been done. But
I see.
Chop this guy firewood.
Then instead, I shall head in towards the alluring forest.
And you passed your save, so you see these trees as they truly are. Instead of fruit, hanging from the supple limbs of this tree, you see a big dripping plum of rotting flesh, the source of the stench.
This is most unexpected. I pause. I think about
you look
what
down
this
to your
is.
feet and you find yourself sort of like standing in decaying flesh, sort of wet and sticky. Like you didn't know. You're like, how did you walk this into this, right? Right, like you were walking and it was normal ground, and then you're like, wait a minute, and you look down and yeah, it's like your step. It's like you, I don't know. It's like you dropped your. Oh yeah. Trying to come up with an image of like dropping food on the floor and stepping in it, or
it's just kind of smushed and splattered.
And, yeah, it's like, yeah. Plums ripened, fell off the trees, and like all around them is rotting fruit.
I reach up and try and break a branch of one of the trees.
Yeah, or you reach up a. You grab a branch, and its bark is bone white. You pull it towards you. It doesn't break; it bends first, and then you like see a small sort of shaped like a large bean, maybe like a kidney.
Well, it doesn't break though, so that means the tree is like.
You can roll a strength check if you want to break it.
Yeah, I wanted to like snap it and see if it would be dead wood that would be suitable for burning. 1d20 plus 10. No.
It just bends closer to you. Like it seems like it doesn't seem like it's gonna break. You could pull out your axe or something.
Yeah, I will bring out an axe and try and hack off a branch or something.
Yeah, sure. You can gather wood from the orchard.
Sure. Does it look like it is suitable for fire building?
It looks like like a femur. Like it's got like that socket at the end.
This is not burnable wood. And I will take the femur and walk back to the wizard's hut. And just open the door and walk in.
Not knocking. Not like a crime against humanity. You open the door. I mean, he's in this small hut, hunched over, I don't know, a mortar and pestle and a book. Is everything all right?
I present him with the femur and I say, "This wood is no good for burning. Where are your log piles that need splitting?"
He walks over to you and like takes the bone from you. Says, "This is fine. Gather more. There's still sunlight." And he walks past you outside.
All right, I will just walk outside and start hacking. I'll just start hacking that orchard and chopping it to bits.
He stands there as the sun sets over the forest and watches you chop wood. You gather a stack of bones, which you pile next to the necromancer's hut.
Mm-hmm.
And as darkness falls, he tells you that's enough. That's enough.
Halvar's ready.
Now a deal's a deal. Come with me.
And I will walk with you. I walk with him.
And he leads you back down his path towards the road, you think. But it's dark. You can't tell where you're going. And I think on next episode, we'll see where the necromancer leads you.
All right.
I hope there are goblobs there.
I hope so too. I hope he also doesn't eat my skin while I'm still wearing it and then suck out my blood through a straw.
You just might. I haven't decided yet.
Suitably creepy. Bone tree with flesh on it.
Have you rolled a charisma check on this guy yet?
I have not. 1d20.
I should have probably done that first before I decided how he treated you.
Do I get a +3 for my battle scars on this one?
Oh yeah, of course.
31.
Oh yeah. No, he likes you.
Oh, good.
Here's his new favorite pet. You just collected a whole juicy pile of bones for him.
Of bones from trees? Trees aren't supposed to have bones.
They're really not.
They're really not. This is really creepy.
Cool. So I think we'll leave it there this episode. Anything to conclude with?
We should have a Rise of the Dragon
to give to our poor viewers after that horrible ending.
No, only that we should have Rise of the Dragon Queen tomorrow, Akuban Nights on Friday, Shenanigans on Saturday, Hobo on Sunday, and then the whole week starts all over again.
Full week.
Yeah. And
promise that none of those shows will have kidneys rotting on trees.
Yeah. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Fine.
Everything's
fine.
We're also going to do a movie night on Friday.
What you watching?
I think we're going to be watching Training Day, but I reserve the right to watch it ahead of time because it's a really good film and I really want to watch it, and then come up with something else instead. So that's what's up. If you haven't seen Training Day, it's fantastic. Just trust me, don't look up anything ahead of time. Just show up for it and we'll sort it out. You can find the details in the announcements in the Frofro and in the disco. What about you, Ryan? Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the people?
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it.
Yeah, go cite my paper.
Go cite your paper?
I'm just
as in, like, read it and then make another paper that relies on it?
And then make another paper and then reference mine. And that's how this thing works.
Cite the papers. Write some research. Go get a PhD just to cite the paper.
Yeah, sure. Much appreciated.
Or just put some eyes on it, you know?
Put some what?
Put some eyes on it. View and read the paper. Consume the material. Then demand more products with similar mechanics in them.
Well then. Until next time.
Bye-bye.